This is the story of Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, presented by Hard Candy Cosmetics.
You can find Hard Candy in Walmart stores and on walmart.com. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski are the picture-perfect Hollywood couple. Just ask Fran. She tried to win a double date with the two of them.
I did. It was for charity. I entered, I lost, but I really wanted to win. They're my ideal double date couple.
These two have been married for nearly a decade, have 2 children together, and make movies together.
Emily and John met in 2008 when she was out at a restaurant with a friend. She had no idea who John was, but when he walked in, her friend said, "Oh my God, there's my friend John," and that was it.
Apparently, Emily was also telling her friend how much she was enjoying being single. John told Ellen DeGeneres in 2011 that when he met Emily, he knew immediately.
And it's one of those things where, you know, as soon as you meet someone, you
knew right away when you met her?
Yes. I
and
wasn't
did she
really
know
looking...
right away too?
She says she does, so I'm going to take that as a yes. No, it was one of those things where I wasn't really looking for a relationship, and I was thinking I'd take my time in LA and everything, and then I met her, and I was so nervous, and I was like, oh God, I think I'm going to fall in love with her. And as I shook her hand, I went, I like you. So if anybody's looking how to pick up a girl, that's the way you do it.
Emily has also said that their first meeting in that restaurant was actually pretty lame. John was hanging out with fellow actor Justin Theroux, but he abandoned Justin and talked to her and her friend all night. Great move. What did he do to impress Emily? Just made her laugh.
Classic. Later that year, the two went on their first date at a shooting range. John told Conan O'Brien,
and then on our first date, I decided I'm going to really hit the gas and bring her to a gun range.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that a lot of people are clapping. Amen! Finally!
They're clapping and reloading.
No, I think that I was so sure that I would never end up with her because she'd be like, this is ridiculous. I can have anyone, not you. That I was like, you know what? I'm going to blow it right away. And then that way you don't feel bad.
That's a very smart / stupid thing to do.
But that didn't work because these two truly had a rom-com style relationship. From shooting ranges to just eating pizza at John's apartment, they connected quick. John has also admitted to watching The Devil Wears Prada more than a few times, one of Emily's earliest movies.
John told E, we had just started dating and she had come over to my house. She popped by in between some things and I was watching it. She opened the door and I flipped the channel and she looked at me like, were you just watching porn? I think it was better for me at the time for her to think I was watching porn than watching The Devil Wears Prada for the 75th time.
Might have creeped her out.
Yep.
Less than a year after starting their relationship, John proposed. The two were engaged in August of 2009, and it apparently involved a lot of tears. John said, "She did cry after I cried and we cried and then everyone around us was crying. Then I think people weren't really sure what was going on, but they were crying because we were crying, but it was great. At the end of the day, she said yes, which is great. It's a big part of this whole thing."
Oh, and the ring is absolutely gorgeous. He proposed with a 3-carat Edwardian diamond and platinum ring from Neil Lane. You know, we love Neil Lane, The Bachelor, worth $100,000.
Both actors have joked about rainbows, unicorns, butterflies, flutes playing, all being present at their engagement, when in reality, the proposal was said to be very casual.
Emily told Elle that George Clooney actually invited them to use his place in Italy to get married. George said, "I have this place and you should feel free to use it," the actor told Elle. "Only on the 4th ask did I say yes," she said, "because the first 3 times I thought, there's no way he's serious. But I started to see his feelings get hurt. I actually hurt George Clooney's feelings. I would never hurt George Clooney's feelings. I would go to Italy immediately."
If he invites you to Italy, you just say yes. In July of 2010, after almost a year after John proposed, he and Emily were married in a private ceremony in Como, Italy. According to Us Weekly, she wore a custom Marchesa gown, and guests included George Clooney, obviously, since we knew that John and Emily were already staying at his home on Lake Como at the time.
In 2013, Emily was on the cover of In Style, where she said, "Meeting John really changed my life. When I feel the support that I have from him, I feel invincible. There's someone behind you on your good days and someone in front of you on your bad days."
On February 16, 2014, John and Emily welcomed their first child together. We all found out through a tweet from John. He let the world know that Hazel Krasinski had entered the world.
In June of 2016, John and Emily announced the birth of their second daughter through Twitter as well. He tweeted that Emily had given birth to their beautiful daughter, Violet.
While these two started their family, they were also working on movies together. In August of 2018, the movie A Quiet Place premiered. John directed and starred in the film alongside Emily, who played his on-screen wife.
Emily knew she wanted this role.
bad.
In a 2018 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Blunt recalled feeling as though she couldn't imagine the thought of letting someone else play the part the first time she read the script for A Quiet Place. So she asked Krasinski if she could have the leading role, and John was ecstatic. He said it was like she was proposing to me. It was one of the greatest moments in my career. I just screamed out, yes!
John did not hold back when describing how it was to work with his wife. He told Jimmy Fallon,
I've always been the biggest fan of hers, but not until you're in the room when she does what she does do you know why she's so phenomenal. She is the most unbelievably talented person, powerful person, kindest person. She makes everyone around her better. So honestly, that was my experience, the best experience ever. I'm retiring is the whole point. That's the point. Once I work with her, I'm done.
In January of 2019, Emily won the SAG Award for Outstanding Actress in a Supporting Role for A Quiet Place. Obviously, she thanked John in her speech, and it was beautiful.
Thank you so much. I'm so moved and completely lost for words and unprepared. I am going to share this completely with my husband, John Krasinski, who... Because the entire experience of doing this with you has completely pierced my heart directly. You are a stunning filmmaker. I'm so lucky to be with you and to have done this film with you. Thank you for giving me the part. You would have been in major trouble if you hadn't, so you didn't really have an option, but thank you. And thank you to the two little poems in our life. Our daughters, Hazel and Violet, who will have to be at least 45 before they can see this film, but they'll be proud of you nonetheless.
an amazing, fantastic speech. In July of 2019, the couple celebrated their 9-year anniversary and continue to be absolutely couple goals.
Hopefully they continue to work together in the future.
And that is the story of Emily Blunt and John Krasinski.